Ayurveda is everywhere and it's come a long way. The question is, modern Ayurveda that we practice today, is it the same Ayurveda that existed about 5,000 years back? So, Ayurveda has seen different phases of changes throughout the history. 5,000 years back, what started as an Ayurvedic practice was more of a Vedic philosophy in practice, where Hinduism and Buddhism was being practiced in the form of their teachings on a daily basis, a life to be lived on a daily basis based on certain cosmic principles. However, we know that India has always been a land of invasions. Greeks came to India, took back some part of India in the form of Ayurveda, and formed their own internal medicine, which later came to be known as Unani medicine. Similarly, Buddhist monks introduced Ayurveda in Southeast Asia, which later came to be known as traditional Chinese medicine. Next was the era of Mughals and Britishers. Now, Mughals and Britishers did not directly fit in very well into the Hindu Vedic philosophy, and that was where Ayurveda went through a big shift. The philosophical arms of Ayurveda, or the spiritual and conscious angle of Ayurveda, had to be really cut down. It was separated out or was virtually made to go underground, and the body part or the treatment part of Ayurveda was what left behind during the reign of Mughals and Britishers. Ayurveda did see a very low phase during next 1000 years till the time Mughals and Britishers ruled India. The revival of Ayurveda then happened somewhere around in 1950s after independence, when the focus was all about reviving India and the ancient practices that India had always been practicing as a part of living. That's where Ayurveda started to get back its recognition, but Ayurveda was no more the same. Since India had seen so much of evolution, so much of changes during last so many years, Ayurveda had also seen some changes happening. The new Ayurveda was more a way of merging allopathy or the medicine part with Ayurveda to come up with an approach where the diseases or the body could be healed. The mind and consciousness part was separated out of Ayurveda. So precisely what we see today as modern Ayurveda is the allopathy form of Ayurveda, which did not ideally start as a spiritual or a traditional practice or as a way of living. Now it is very ironical to see Ayurveda was codified in India, Ayurveda was born in India, and it was taken by a set of spiritual gurus to the Western countries and was merged with its sister science yoga to complete the mind-body healing practice. The Western Ayurveda today is much more traditional than what we practice in India today. So modern Ayurveda is more about only body healing. Traditional Ayurveda is a way of life. It's basically how you live your life on a daily basis, a connection with your mind, consciousness and body all together. That's traditional Ayurveda. There's a shift definitely happening. The world is rising back to the thought that yes, Ayurveda, what we live today, what we experience today is not what traditional Ayurveda was all about. And I do see that there's a lot of shift happening where people getting aware about living the traditional Ayurveda as a way of life for achieving mind-body health rather than just treating body using Ayurveda pharmacy.